Alright, hello, welcome to Poobah Crypto Services. In this video I'm just going to go through how to go through the sign up process, which if you're somewhat newer to crypto, it can be something new and maybe you're not familiar with because you're paying in crypto. So I'm going to go through that and then you should be good to go. So one thing to understand when you're paying with crypto is all payments are push payments. So that means that you have to facilitate the actual payment, and we don't like charge you or suck anything out of your wallet or anything like that. So you have to initiate the actual payment. So here on the sign up page, if you just scroll down here, you can click any one of these buttons here and it'll take you to a sign up form, which we have here. And then you're just going to put in some simple information. You'll put in your email. So we'll put test@mail.com. Now, when you're signing into things like the Poobah Pro scanner or the PCS TradingView exporter tools, you'll be using your email, your Discord username, and your transaction ID to log in. When you send anything over a blockchain in crypto, there's going to be a transaction ID that's generated. Well, I'll say most of the time. And with that comes the information of the actual payment information, and that's what we use to verify the payment. So your subscription, whenever you purchase it, the time that comes with your subscription, it's associated with that transaction ID. So then I'll just put example 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure you've got the hashtag or the pound 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever your number is on Discord. If you haven't signed up for Discord, you can just do it here. We have a Discord community, which you can join by clicking up here. It'll take you right to it. Then you can join us and ask all your questions. Got a disclaimer here. You select yes. Now here we've got pricing. As mentioned here on the website, we take payments in Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Zcash, and it updates daily. And here is the pricing. So depending on whatever subscription you want, you've got the Pro Bundle, the TBO and Backtester, and then the TBO only. TBO only is just as it sounds, it's just the TBO indicator. TBO and Backtester is both the TBO indicator and the Backtester strategy version of the TBO. And then the Pro Bundle is everything else. It's the Poobah Pro scanner, TBO, TBO Backtester, the PCS TradingView exporter, and then the Poobah 1 scanner is free, so that comes with all of these as well. So you'll have your pricing here, and you can see the last pricing update of when it actually happened. So you'll basically just acquire whatever payment you plan on using. Depending on fees, sometimes Litecoin or Zcash is a little bit better just because it's cheaper. Or, if you have Bitcoin on hand, then you just send over the required Bitcoin. So I'm going to select next. Choose your payment type. Choose your subscription type. And then here you're going to choose however long you want the subscription to be. And think of this kind of like a prepaid phone card. You buy minutes. Back in the day, you used to buy minutes for, or you used to buy like, 100 minutes or something, and you would use that card anytime. So this is similar to that, where you're paying for a block of time. So we'll just select one of these. And if you didn't notice here, it tells you exactly what comes with the subscription. Now here, I would recommend reading through this, but I'll just briefly go over it. The exchanges typically handle the withdraw mining fee for you, but in doing so, oftentimes what they do is they'll charge you a flat rate withdrawal fee, and that's something that we don't control. So for instance, Binance, because it's the most popular, they typically have pretty high withdrawal fees. So, Bitcoin. So I often have people emailing me and say, is there any way, how do I go about doing this because the fees are so high? And my answer is, well, use a different exchange. One, use like a wallet or another exchange that doesn't charge as a high withdrawal fee. So, like Gemini is a good one for if you're in the US because they don't charge anything. I think FTX takes care of withdrawals except for maybe Ethereum or like ERC tokens. Maybe they don't handle those just because it's jumped up in price. But there are a number of exchanges out there that will, they're much better for the actual withdrawals and facilitating payments or, whatever you want to do with the crypto space. So another thing too that's important is oftentimes the fee that they set or they charge you. So I'll just use Binance as an example. With Bitcoin, I think it's 0.0005 is the withdrawal fee for Bitcoin at the moment. It could change. But what they do is they subtract that from the amount that you're actually withdrawing. So you need to actually add that to the amount that you're withdrawing. Otherwise, you're going to be short on payment. So just remember that most of the time with exchanges, they subtract it from the amount that you're actually withdrawing. So if you're withdrawing 0.0005 and or let's say 0.0006, their withdrawal fee is 0.0005, then what's actually going to be sent over to us is 0.0001. So just make sure you add to it. Here's the wallet address. Just make sure that this is accurate. I would highly recommend maybe double or triple copy and pasting this in your withdrawal area, your address. Just make sure that is correct. I always check the first couple of letters and then the first last letters just to make sure that it's correct there. And then once you submit it, then you're going to have a transaction ID. Oftentimes you can find this by, it'll be within your withdrawal area for wherever it is in your wallet, your exchange, whatever. Oftentimes there's an area where you can click on the transaction and then it'll bring down some extra details. And then out of those details you want to get a transaction ID, and it'll look something like this. So it'll, they're all unique and different, so you'll just have to go off of whatever platform you're using. And if you don't know what it looks like or how to get there on your platform, then just do a search for how to withdraw in this platform or whatever, and there should be a guide of some kind there. Next, we have the TradingView username for your for the TBO indicator. To make sure you get an accurate username, go to this link here. This is basically the settings in your profile for TradingView, and then in the username area, make sure that what you're putting here matches that. Otherwise, you're going to get an error email saying we can't find your username. This is all automated, so whenever you submit this, everything is handled automatically. So the TBO edition for the username, handling the verification of the payment, all that kind of stuff. So just make sure that this is correct. One thing to note is if you've just created your TradingView username, it can take 30 minutes to an hour or more for TradingView to populate your username in their databases for third-party indicators to actually allow you to be added. So you may have just created it and then submitted this before that, and then you get an error saying we can't find your username. Don't worry about it. Just wait 30 minutes and then submit. We have a form here called the TradingView username change. You'll just input your email as well as your username, and then for your subtype, make sure you choose, if you have a subscription, a PCS subscription, you'll choose PCS as it says here. And then if you have a trial from like the Better Traders course or something like that, then you'll choose trial. Okay, so you can do that, and if it still doesn't let you, try again, in like 30 minutes or something. Eventually it'll recognize your username and it will add you. One thing that is important here is if you send the amount that's less than the required, what it's going to do is it's going to calculate an average of the amount that you sent as well as the plan of the lower plan that's beneath your plan, and then the plan that you selected, and then it's just going to average it out based on those variables, and it will let you know in the email. And then last thing here is we don't provide any kind of trading advice or anything like that. The only advice that we provide is about the the tools themselves. So if you have issues with technical questions about the actual tools, settings, things of that nature, but if you ask a question that's like, what's the best settings for this kind of trade, I'm not going to answer that, just because that is a trading, or it could be construed as a financial advice question. So the only kinds of questions we answer is, what are these settings? What do they mean in terms of the tool itself? Or I can't get it to do this. How do I do that? Things of that nature. And then lastly, we also don't provide advice on how to actually automate anything, just because all the different platforms out there, they all have different ways of doing this. So if you want to automate, for instance, the TVO or something like that, that's going to be upon you to take the initiative to research on your platform and see if they have any documentation on how to do so. Other than that, we provide technical support, or if you run into issues that, any errors or anything like that, feel free to send us an email or reach out on Discord. Either way, once you hit submit here, then you'll receive an automated email with your subscription details. You'll also receive either error emails for, if you can't find a trading view, or something came up during the automated process, it'll let you know. So make sure you check your email. It should happen pretty quickly. If it's still pending, the payment is still pending, you'll receive an email saying, hey, this is still pending. And then once it's been verified, you'll receive the subscription email that contains your starting and ending date. So make sure you reference that. If you want to get another subscription and add on to it later, just take note of your dates. And then after that, you'll be added to the TBO and all that kind of stuff. All right, well, I think that does it for just it took a little bit longer than I expected, but I'd rather be thorough here. And so I think that's pretty much it. And I hope you guys have some good trades, and good luck with everything. All right, thanks. Bye.